1v1 Green Tooth Gorge. Blue side we have Bizzie as a... Hey people, injured here, 1v1 Green Tooth Gorge. Blue side we have Bizzie as an Apothecary. Starts off in melee, support commander that can heal. Ultramarines DLC. Red side we have Tyranidterror as a Hive Tyrant. Starts off in melee also. Hugely tough. In fact, the toughest commander to start off with 1080 HP. Cannot be suppressed and bashes through cover. Emits a basic synapse off the bat, which helps out little Tyranids. 3 victory points up for grabs, east to west on this. This is natural for Bizzie on the east, natural for Tyranidterror on the west, and a central VP. Quadruple scouts opening for Bizzie, very odd. Double termagants for Tyranidterror, a bit more of a traditional opening. Hive Tyrant goes for the central VP. Nope. It's going to go and try and eat something. Scouts on him now. Might be dangerous. Quadruple scouts will easily be able to kite the Hive Tyrant. Won't be able to do a huge amount of damage to him. Are we going to see quad sniper rifles? Pomegrante's going to catch the Apothecary. Should be able to finish the cap though. And he's not running away from him. In fact, he's getting the Sanguine Chainsword. 495, 496, 2-1 for Tyranidterror in this early stage. Sanguine Chainsword now equipped. Got a buff in 3.1 that now gives a passive health regeneration aura to the Apothecary as well as health on hit. He now gets crippled though by these termagants. He's taking a lot of damage. Trying to get into melee with him, now he is. And forces them off in fact. Scouts now take the center. Hive Tyrant has forced off.
Adding support structure. Scouts ready.
Termagants decapping the east side. Now decapping this wreck point. Scouts give you so much mobility as a Space Marine player. Should be able to do decently well in map control in tier 1. Might bite him in the arse though. If Tyranidterror can get to tier 3 and get a Carnifex out, these scouts are going to be in big trouble. Apothecary crippled again. His bolt pistol taking models off those termagants now. Now in melee with the Hive Tyrant, heals himself. Able to tank with this Sanguine Chainsword here. Doesn't have an armor upgrade. A paltry 550 HP and he is tanking a Hive Tyrant and a Termagant Brood with their toxin sacks. Now starting to get low, knocked back. Bizzie seems pretty happy with this Sanguine Chainsword's performance. Eventually forced off, but held up the Hive Tyrant a lot there and took quite a lot of health off him too. Sergeant for these scouts, give them a fragmentation grenade, and there is dodged by Tyranidterror pretty easily. Now taking a lot of damage from the Termagants. Raveners on the field for Tyranidterror. Lost their ability to get a Devourer in tier 1, so they are strictly a melee unit in tier 1 with destruction capabilities, as you can see. Bizzie almost dodged it, but they do burrow these scouts. Might get a grenade, there is one. Might see another, and there's the other. And it takes out a model. No, gets back up. Pretty lucky not to lose that model there. That was almost a direct hit on it. Pomegrantes are idle, just took out this node, I think. Should go up here and decap. All 4 scout squads have their sergeant. That's a lot of power used in tier 1. Scout sergeants, I believe, are 25 power. So that's already 100 before you bring in the chainsword. Chainsword seems to be wreathed in fire, which I never understood. Hormagaunts and Raveners working on the generators. Bizzie should be shooting at those Raveners. They're very close to losing model. Going to burrow on these scouts though. Great disruption. They are forced off. Might see a grenade in retreat. Bit late. Hormagaunts are going to be forced off. Doesn't want to retreat because he's afraid of retreat grenades through there, so goes around the trees first. Bizzie tries another, but it's way too late. Wasn't close enough. A single cap for Tyranidterror. Scouts taking east are now going to move center. 3 generators down for Tyranidterror. 5 generators down for Bizzie. Tyranidterror does have a node. Scouts decapping the rec point. Very annoying. Going to be a 2-to-1 for Bizzie, I think. 4-2-2 plays 4-2-8. Double Termagants, Raveners and Hive Tyrant. Hive Tyrant taking a while to decide what he's going to do here. Raveners forced off meanwhile. Lose a model in fact. Hive Tyrant now taking a lot of fire. Has his extended carapace, which is that charge you just saw. Scouts get a heal. And Tyranidterror is forced off. Scouts taking tons of damage. Get into the building with 1 loss. Have a generator here as well for Tyranidterror. Grenade is dodged. Another grenade, and he retreats away. Here are the Raveners going after the Apothecary, are they? No, they are going to burrow. Going to be forced off here though. What is he trying to do? He's trying to get a model loss, I think. But they are forced off and lose another model. Sloppy engagement for Tyranidterror. Hive Tyrant back out, charges the scouts. Bizzie can go tier 2 and does. Very, very late to go. Same deal for Tyranidterror though. Apothecary is forced off by Crippling Poison and a full retreat from Bizzie. No Apothecary to support the scouts. They are easy picking, so he just retreats them. Hormagaunts catch these scouts and they get 2 model losses. 4-2-2, 3-6-5. Brood Nest going down from Tyranidterror. Got a price reduction in 3.18, now only 75 biomass, I think. I think Bizzie should go for a Razorback in tier 2 to support these scouts. We will see. I think Rending Talons would be great for the Hive Tyrant against all those scouts. Charge in and then use Seismic Roar. We'll see. He could just get it now. It's a tier 1 war gear. Bizzie shooting up the Brood Nest. It just survives. Apothecary takes it out with a bolt pistol shot. Hive Tyrant now in melee with all the scouts and is forced off. Nothing he can do against that much scouts. Another Brood Nest goes down. Allows Tyranids to reinforce. Termagants will be forced off surely by quadruple scouts. They're starting to level here. No weapon upgrade for these guys. Triple cap for Tyranidterror, held up Bizzie and capped the rest of the map. 3-3-7 plays 3-6-4. We have a zone thrope on the way for Tyranidterror. Pretty decent choice versus a blob of scouts. Ravenous capping. We do have a Razorback for Bizzie. Reinforcement point and a transport for Space Marines. Have a heavy bolter on top. Decent damage versus infantry. Librarian also on the way. Bad news for these Termagants. Tyranidterror has now spotted the Razorback, needs a way to deal with it. A Venom Brood, perhaps. Hormagaunts in melee where they won't be able to do anything, waste of time. Scouts get out. Zoanthrope shooting at the Apothecary instead of the Scouts. Artillery unit for Tyranids doesn't need to set up, but it's very slow and vulnerable. So it does have a shield that it can activate. Grenades, ouch, decent grenade on those Termagants. And a full retreat from Tyranidterror. Needs a Venom Brood and is very close to be able to get one. Librarian on the field, Sub-Commander 4, Space Marines, fights melee. Lots of support spells, can also damage with the Smite ability which he starts with. Tier 3 for Bizzie now. Quite a lot of zeal as well. Ravener's Burrow on the Scouts, they now have their Devourer. Out, Scout's taking tons of damage from that Zoanthrope. Hive Tyrant has his Venom Cannon here. Really don't see this thing very often. Taking shots at the Razorback, Bizzie pretty late to move it away. Almost went down there, 18 hit points. Hive Tyrant charges if he can get a rear armor shot, and he does. Takes out the Razorback. Venom Cannon paying for itself. Recent patch allowed him to fire on the move, which is what let him take out that Razorback there. I'm not convinced with this weapon. It says in the description, as you can see, that it's effective against infantry and vehicles, but it's not very effective against infantry since it can not hit them reliably, since it's Bright Lance and these Scouts are not decapping. Should be given autocannon or melter damage type, I think, especially for its rather high cost. I think it's 140-40. Termagants, will they get grenaded on retreat? There it is. It's a decent one. Takes out a model. Apothecary being aggressive, might turn and engage these Termagants. No, got a focused Warp Blast from the Zoanthrope and was knocked back. You see the Venom Cannon unable to really hit the Apothecary. Constant misses. And Apothecary goes down. Loses Larimer's blessing to revive himself and then heal himself. And saunters away. 306 pays 253, 2-1 for Bizzie. Scouts are not capping the west. A big mistake because now Hormagaunts are here. And a Zoanthrope. Crippling Poison. Hive Tyrant trying to shoot the Apothecary. Hit him there, I think. Really needs a damage type change, please, Relic. Or at least lower its cost, because it's basically just an anti-vehicle weapon. Termagants are going to be taken out by the grenade. They are. Tyranidterror now goes tier 3. Has quite a lot of resources too. Puts down another brood nest in the centre. 306 pays 213. Double cap for Bizzie. Quadruple Scouts paying off for the moment, but he is very, very vulnerable to a vehicle or something with vehicle armor like a Carnifex. Terminators though on the field now for Bizzie. Elite super heavy infantry cannot retreat. They do inspire nearby troops with every kill though. Storm Bolters and Power Fists by default, they can get a weapon upgrade. Hormagaunts capping west and Raveners capping east. Gonna be a 2-1 for Tyranidterror, I think. Scouts now shooting up the Raveners. And the Raveners are losing models here. Might lose the entire squad if these Terminators force melee. Ouch, that's a big loss for Tyranidterror. Now has a Carnifex on the way.
We have 300 points remaining.
Librarian trying to cap. Gets knocked back by the Zone Throat. Ouch, smite on these Termagants. They were saved by this pillar though. Hive Tyrant forced off, and a full retreat for Tyranidterror Hormagaunts, capping up this west side. Carnifex on the field, a monstrous creature for Tyranids. Has vehicle armor, starts off in melee. Can get 3 upgrades to specialize it. Terminators, as you can see, have the assault cannon. Great damage versus a single target. Not so much versus vehicles though. It does suppress also. Apothecary goes down, instantly revives himself. Hive Tyrant now has his Crushing Claw, which is a devastating melee weapon. Terminators retreat, well, teleport away, then run back. Devastator's now on the field. Yep, las cannon straight away, trying to deal with that Carnifex. It's not going to be enough by itself though, especially since Thornback is on the way. The las cannon can snare the Carnifex, but then it could just charge the las cannon. Termagants forcing off scouts over here. Still has 3 scout squads alive. Here's the las cannon, snaring the Carnifex there, as you can see. Hive Tyrant getting low on health. Carnifex charges through all that stuff. Dead scout squad, surely. One more hit and it's down. Hive Tyrant now has his warp field. Rippers spawned by the Carnifex. Little melee units that tie up squads. Might see the Carnifex rush into base here, trying to finish off that las cannon. Meanwhile, the map is completely turning red here. Triple cap for Tyranidterror. Las cannon's getting shots off on the Carnifex. Tyranidterror trying to get a model loss on these Terminators. You have Rippers, I would assume, being called down here, and they are. The new functionality of without number global ability spawns Rippers. Great for tying up squads like that. Carnifex charges in. Hive Tyrant right in base here. It's going to be forced off though. Base turrets are heavy bolters, so they don't do anything to vehicle armor pretty much. Carnifex is not leaving the las cannon alone and takes it out with a single swipe there. Now fighting the Apothecary. Triple cap for Tyranidterror. Bizzie sending out his scouts, gonna try and recap some stuff, but the entire map is red pretty much, apart from these generators. Another brood nest in the center is going to go down though. And down it goes. Terminators teleport into the Termagants, should be forcing melee on them. Hormagaunts now in on the scouts. Hormagaunts level to 3, get a grenade to the face. Tier 3 Lictor on the field for Tyranidterror. Melee unit. Can ambush, can flesh hook, can jump around too. Apothecary went down in melee to a Carnifex. Very brave Apothecary in this game. Another Devastator on the way, but it's a triple cap and I don't really see any way for Bizzie to come back. Lictor could easily just disrupt the las cannon now. Apothecary revives himself, takes out some Rippers. Hive Tyrant coming to have a word though. Will he be able to tank the crushing claws? Not really. Apothecary is fully kitted out though, armor of purity and improved medical equipment. Carnifex back in his base, and a Tyrannid formation took out a base turret there. And this is GG surely. Apothecary goes down to the Hive Tyrant. Hive Tyrant levels to 5. Apothecary is level 6. Librarian taken out in a sync kill, thrown aside. He can be eaten later. And there's the game for Tyranidterror. Intriguing build order from Bizzie. No tactical marines, no assault marines. Very, very rare you see anything like that from an Apothecary especially. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you next time.